All right, what is the width and height? Well, that's actually width and height. Those are our cells. These are still doubles though, and it's going to complain because it's like, hey, look, you need 4 ints. You have 2 ints and 2 doubles. No worky, buddy. So I need to make sure that those are ints. Now, if it's not drawn, I'm just going to leave it blank. Now, there's one more thing I need to do over here on the mouse release. Besides updating these cells, I'll update them internally, but I won't see them on the screen. What I need to do is call repaint. Repaint is a special method in frames. What this does is it takes the frame and says, hey, redraw yourself. Oh, by the way, everything inside of you, tell each of them to redraw. So what it's going to do is it's going to go through everything that's been added to it, all of the containers, and inside of each of the containers, all the things inside of them, and eventually, each one is going to have paint component called. Hey, paint component. So this thing is actually going to get called once repaint is done. Repaint is the special method that basically calls paint component on everything inside of it. So that means it's going to redraw this stuff. Now you may notice there's a little bit of I'm a little bit off in my drawing here. And that has to do with this, just casting this as an int. Probably what I need to do here is do math.round for each of those things. So those hopefully will line up a little better. Good. And even so, like this cell here, I'm a little bit off. It's hard to get it exactly right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, on my actual width and height, I'm going to add 1. Let's see, that's not the right thing. This is the right thing. To each of these. What will happen then is it'll basically draw 1 more pixel over. Now there's a possibility it will actually overlap with a line, but then since I'm drawing the line afterwards, the lines are drawn after the boxes here, it will draw over the top, and so it won't matter. I should probably put in some comments. So this is draw the cells, draw the grid. And by the way, let's put some comments up here. Panel for Conway's life simulation. This draws the grid panel. This draws the grid and cells. Author G. All right. Over here, let's do the comments here. This program is an implementation of Conway's life simulation. Author. Let's see, anything else I should comment? Constructor. Variables and objects. I don't know that I really need a comment on main. Down here, I will probably want to eventually write a comment for mouse release. Don't forget, you are graded on comments on all of these things, so it is worthwhile to figure out how those work. Generally speaking, you want something at the top of each one. Before each of the methods, especially ones you create, you want to comment, and then anything that's tricky, like over here, I'm putting in something for this section versus this section. At the moment, I have the world's lamest pixel painting program. You get one color, and you click on squares. All right, so now that we have that, and we are actually able to see cells that are on or off, the next step is actually to add in the simulation part. Now, I need more on my interface for this to work out. I need a start button, a stop button, and a step button. This is very alliterative. So I should actually put those into my frame. I think I'm going to put those along the bottom. So I'm going to need to have a container, which I'm going to call south. What's that? Import. And I need 3 JButtons. New JButton, which is going to have step as the words in it. I will import this JButton so that I don't get that ugly red. JButton, start. It's a new JButton, start. JButton, stop is a new JButton, stop. All right, so down here, after I add in the panel, I'm going to set up the south container. And this is going to be, I need to give south a layout, dot set layout. I'm going to do a new grid layout. And I can never remember which is first, rows or columns. I'm going to guess rows. Maybe I'll be right this time. Grid layout, rows, yay, I guessed right this time. I need to add in the various buttons. South.add step, south.add start, south.add stop. Now, before I get any further, I'm likely to forget to put in action listeners, so I'm going to do that now. Step.add action listener this, start.add action listener this, and stop.add action listener this. Now it's complaining because this is not an action listener. This is a mouse listener. So if you want to be multiple things, what you do is after the first one you say comma and add the next one after you have implements. So action listener, I need to import that, and I need to add in the unimplemented thing, which is action performed down here. Be careful, many people like to say preformed, and preformed is not the same as performed. You should spell it right. I'm going to change this to event because I feel like event is more useful than arg0. And eventually I'm going to have stuff where once these buttons are clicked, they do things. So if event.get source.equals step. By the way, you are allowed to say equals true here. This will give a true or false value. However, it turns out that is superfluous. If the thing that you are evaluating is true, it will equal true. And all the if statement cares about is whatever is evaluated inside is a step event or a start event.